Y'all, I got to tell y'all about something that happened to me in the back that is a little mystery. What is going on, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm. Hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day today. Gorgeous day here, y'all. I mean, it's gonna be in the low 80s again. Short-lived though, low 80s. Then it's gonna get down to as low as 28. They've been going up and down on this low here. I think in the last video I told y'all 27, 30. Yesterday it was 26 and 26. This morning it's 28 and 29. So anyway, it's gonna get cold. But it's only gonna be for 2 days, and then by the end of next week, we're gonna be in the mid 80s again. Do have some good news today. That is that Brooke is pretty much almost over her cold. I don't have any symptoms. I do have allergies because it is spring, and well, that's just what happens to me in the springtime. But not major allergies, but good news is Brooke is way better. Way, way better. And I certainly appreciate all y'all's kind words and all your positive energy and your thoughts and prayers. We appreciate y'all. Can't thank y'all enough. I'm honestly, we really, really can't. I do want to thank y'all so much for all your positive energy, all your thoughts and prayers, and your kind comments and messages and emails. We appreciate y'all to the moon and back. I absolutely mean that to the bottom of my heart. Thank y'all so much. I do, when we get done around here, and I got some other stuff I need to do, but I got to tell y'all and show y'all something in the back that I honestly don't know exactly what happened. Brooke's got an idea as to what happened. I'm not 100% sure. We'll get your opinion, see what you think as to what happened, because this is a little crazy, honestly. I also want to see if I can't try to get that sink finished up in the shop. And I got some other things I want to do too. If we got time, hopefully get that done today as well. Try to enjoy the sun as much as we can, because it is absolutely gorgeous today. Good morning, little man. How you doing this morning, buddy? How you doing? You over here chilling by yourself this morning, aren't you? Yeah, the rest of the gang out there eating that green grass. Look how green it is getting. Oh my. I don't think that one little cold snap's really gonna hurt anything. As for grasses and such, I really don't. I really, really don't. It's just, it's gonna be in the low 50s, high in the low 50s. I really think we're gonna be okay. It's not gonna be a long, sustained stretch of cold, cold, cold temperatures. I don't blame you, son and no brother. It feels good. I need to find, this may work. This may work well because it's got that hook on it right there. Let's see. I need to, first of all, I need to cut this fence off because we don't need any electric avenue today, do we, little man? Got our highway to heaven there. But I cleaned the pastures yesterday. And I drove through here, and the wind was blowing really good yesterday too. And I don't know if me driving through here flipped this over here or not, or if that's just, come here, buddy. Come on down. There we go. And this one's trying to get in the knot. We don't need that either. I don't know if I did that yesterday or if the cows did that. Come on. Come on. Now. I don't need that either. There we go. There we go. While I'm over here, I'm gonna grab this bucket too. Boy, this is a handy tool right there. Does more than just cut hay, nets. I like that. Oh, there is one question I would like to answer that showed up that I saw in the comments in the last video, and that is, why do we have our food spread out? You know, we got feed over here, and we got feed over here, we got feed over here. Why don't we have it all in one area and have it organized? And that would be a lot easier. But there is a reason why we got our feed like this. See over here, this is where the goats, the donkeys, the emus are. This is where the goats, donkeys, and emu feed is on this side. Over here, you see we got all this over here, and then in this barrel is Peaches and Pocket's feed, and Peaches and Pocket, they live over here. And then right here, this is the cow's feed, and you can see we got the cow stuff over here, and this is the cow's feed, and the cows are right there. And there's a reason why we have it like this. Other than, you know, Peaches and Pocket over here, that's where their feed is, and the goats over here, and that's where their feed is. But there is another reason, and it's a very, very, very serious reason. And that is, y'all all know that each of our animals gets a breed-specific feed. Peaches gets a mini pig feed. Loretta gets a mini pig feed. The cows get a high-quality combat cattle feed. The horses even get different feed. Of course, they're on the other side, but Willie and Reska, they get a senior horse feed. Pocket gets a mini horse feed. It's better for mini horses. The emus get a emu feed, and the goats get their feed, and the donkeys get an equine feed that is better for donkeys. So here's why. You don't want to cross or mix feeds. It could have some devastating consequences if you did. If the pigs or the goats were to eat a lot of the emu's feed, it could be very, 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 very bad. Really bad. The goats, the horses, the donkeys, if they were to eat a lot of the pig feed, it could be very, very, very bad. So we do this to keep things straight and not get confused. And not only for us, because we still could get confused with it because we got so many animals that we feed, but if we had somebody helping here and they didn't get the pig feed mixed up with the emu feed and make a very, very bad mistake. It's just a safety precaution, and, you know, this is where the goats are, so the goat feed's right here. So it's a lot easier to fill their feed up, go feed the goats. It's easier to fix the cow's feed right here and then go feed the cows. And it's easier to fix Peaches and Pocket's feed right here and then go feed Peaches and Pocket. But mainly we do it is for safety because, you know, once you get this feed in a container, most of it all looks alike except for like the goat feed. It looks different. And that's because we use this very high quality combat goat feed. It's called goat granola. But pelleted goat feed, which is similar to this, doesn't look much different than emu's feed, which is right here. I mean, there's the emu's feed. This is the donkey's feed. See that? And right over here, of course, this is the cow's feed. And show you the mini pig feed and the horse feed right here. But there's the mini pig feed right there. Here's the horse feed right here. I mean, so you can see how easily you could accidentally get it confused. That's Pocket's food soaking. And accidentally make a mistake. But if you have it separated like this, it's a lot less likely that you will make a mistake. So that is why our feed's not in all in one area. And I hope that clears that up. It's a good question, though. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing this morning? You staying out of trouble? I hope so. I truly do. The waters ain't that bad. Let's put some water in this one, though. Got pollen in it, though. Got pollen's everywhere in it, guys. How you doing this morning, brother? Doing okay? Oh, goodness, you such a sweetie. I ain't never. Nope. You a sweetie now. Yes, you are. No, don't envy my beard. Your beard's way better than mine. Yeah. I got to go around back and let these folks know what we got going. We got a little situation back there that I ain't quite for sure as to what happened. Brooke believes she knows why. Yep, and her theory might be correct because of all the clues we were left back here. Mm-hmm. Yep. You through bathing? Hmm? You through bathing? Goofball. Oh, Bo Peep, I thought you was gonna be over there wrestling. Yeah. I was gonna show everybody your wrestling skills, even though you're an older lady that you can still show these youngins, you know, who the boss is around here. Yeah. That's what I thought you was about to do. I sure did. Hey, Miss Laura. All right, let me go around back. Show the Cog squad what we got going on back here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put our Sherlock Holmes hats on, you know. So we can get to the bottom of this. Y'all enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. I'll let you know what we come up with. How about that? How about that? That'll work? There's y'all some red kisses right there. Now I'm getting me some. Oh, goats are silly. Y'all something else. I know I tell people that y'all not the easiest thing to raise, but y'all sure are sweet and lovable. And I love every one of y'all. Mm-hmm, I do. I certainly do. Yep. Everybody getting some goat kisses. Hey, Topper, you know we got a scratching post, don't you, buddy? Hmm? You know we got a scratching post. I'm just saying. All right, for real, I need to go. I really do. I sit here and love on y'all all day. I really need to go, okay? Oh, there's Big Kurt. Kurt, you come get you some loving too. All right, let me get out of here before Peaches fires me. Oh, Loretta over there. I gotta say hello to her, even though she ain't gonna hear me, but still gonna tell her good morning. Good morning, Loretta. All right, Holly. Let's go drive around back and show them what's going on. Come on, girl, load up. Let's go. Come on. Come on. All right. You got any ideas? Huh? You got any ideas what's going on? I believe Brooke's probably right, though. What do you think? Probably right. Yeah. All right, let's see. We'll let Nugget out this morning. Come on, buddy. There you go, bud. Come on out and shake a leg if you want to. Come on out. Take your little stroll. All right, Holly, let's go. Come on, girl, load up. Come on. Y'all, look at this. Look at the grass, how quick it's come up. Look at that. Now that is ryegrass now. That's what that is, and that's what we wanted. Ryegrass is extremely fast, and that's exactly what we wanted to happen right there. Once that ryegrass comes on up and gets some roots in the soil here, it'll start helping hold this bank down along with this old hay until that brown top millet can come up. And once it gets hotter than what we got now, hotter weather, this ryegrass is going to die back, and that brown top millet's going to come up just as fast as this ryegrass did. And then the bahia seed in this hay, along with the Bermuda seed we put down, it will then start sprouting and germinating, and that'll be our permanent grass. But how quick did that ryegrass come up, right? I mean, goodness gracious. Look how green it is already. That's awesome. Our bees are jumping this morning with this warm weather. Well, y'all, birds are singing, aren't they? I don't know if y'all can hear them or not on the camera, but don't know if y'all can notice anything a little different back here. If you can't, well, number one, you probably noticed that I did get the second Purple Martin condominium up right here. I did. Got all the houses put together, got it up. But let me tell y'all something. As I'm raising this thing up the other day, I noticed that, you know, something just didn't seem quite right. Just seemed a little bit harder than I remember raising that other one up. And I kept wondering to myself, why does it seem that much harder? So I kept cranking. If you don't know how this thing works, it's got a crank arm at the bottom with a cable on it. Kind of like if you ever dealt with putting a boat in the water, kind of the same thing. You know, you let your boat in and out, kind of like a little pulley system. And you crank it and it lets it up, okay? And you crank it the other way and it'll let it down. So you can lift this one here, and gosh, it's hard to do that. There. This one here and this one here, you can let these condominiums up and down for the birds, because every season you want to kind of clean it out. So I'm cranking. Then I got to a point where I could not crank this anymore. And it's not to the top yet. I don't know if you can tell, but it's probably a good 4 foot before we get to the very tip top over there with it. And I thought, what in the world is going on here? And I got to looking, and I realized that this one has something that this one doesn't. But it did have it. And that is, if you look right here at the top of this one, you see how that cable? I'm not on a good side. Let's see if we can walk around here, if I can get a good picture of how that cable works. Here we go, y'all. All right, there's the cable. You see how that cable's right there? You see that little piece of white right there? Yeah. That is actually supposed to be if you look on this one, you'll see it. Right there. See that pulley? That pulley right there. Well, I know for a fact when Mr. Jordan came and installed this, that pulley was up there because he kept making sure that that cable does not come off that pulley while he raised this pole up when he installed it. Because if it did, then he'd have to take it back down and slip that cable back over that pulley. So I realized that this one didn't have a pulley, and I'm like, where in the world did this pulley go? And I thought, well, if I was cranking it up and that pulley broke while I was cranking it, then pieces of pulley would have fell down right here, and I would have saw it or felt it hit me in the head. Didn't feel anything. I thought, that is just odd. It definitely broke. There is a piece of pulley up there. I know the pulley was there, and it's no longer there. So I kind of looked around here to see if I saw a piece of pulley or something, and lo and behold, I saw something white about halfway in between this big tree right here and my Purple Martin condominium right there. I thought, what is that? So I walked over and looked and found it. And next thing I know, I saw pieces of white plastic kind of scattered out away from the condominium. Not right here by it at all. I'm talking 10, 20, 30 foot, or maybe more away from this condominium. And I realized it was that pulley. And y'all, for the life of me, I could not figure out how that pulley broke and then got spread that far out. Made zero sense to me. We haven't cut any grass back here, so it wasn't a lawnmower that threw it. Just, it made no sense. And perplexed as I was, I left this right here because I couldn't get it cranked up anymore. So I just left it right there, and I thought maybe this would be high enough for the birds. And I think it's going to be okay. I do want to replace that pulley. We'll get into that we'll get into that in just a second. So went inside. I told Brooke, I said, Brooke, something crazy going on. I said, I went to raise this one. It wouldn't go up all the way. It got hard, or too hard for me to raise it anymore. And then I quickly realized that this one's pulley, unlike this one, is no longer there. And I found it scattered out around the yard back here. Brooke immediately said, you know what?
I think lightning hit it.
You think lightning, and tell me why you think it was lightning.
Well, that day, it was coming a storm.
Yeah.
And Bandit is terrified of bad weather.
Right.
So I had put Bandit in the garage. Well, Rocky doesn't care. Rocky was asleep on his bed over here underneath the porch. About that time, here I see Rocky out the side door that goes to the garage, standing there in the pouring down rain. And I said, well, goodness, I guess he wants to go in with his brother. So I opened the side door. Rocky's standing there. About that time, the biggest boom lightning strike instantly at the same time hit. And I could literally see light flash on this side of me. It scared both of us so bad. Rocky busted into the house. I closed the door because I felt like I had been struck. It was that close. Yeah. And when I closed the door back, I said out loud, nobody was in the den, I said, that hit something, and it was close. And I didn't think anything else about it because we didn't notice anything. And you know, it just kind of, I got Rocky out of the house finally, but needless to say, I let him stay in the house a little bit. We were both kind of shook. It just was so close. You could tell it just that light just stayed in my eyes after it happened, and I knew it was on this side.
And that was before I put the gourds up there and before we raised it or anything, so it was just a pole back here.
Just a pole.
Now the only thing is that we can replace this pulley, but I'm thinking that's 20 plus foot up there.
And you can't do it without taking the pole down or getting to the top of it.
You got to get to the top of it. So I don't have a ladder. I mean, you could use an extension ladder. It may be taller than 20 foot. It's up there.
I think it's about 24, 25 foot.
And that pole is, it moves, so you couldn't lean the extension ladder up against that pole.
Not with your wife around, you sure couldn't.
So I don't know what we're gonna do right now. I may reach out to Mr. Jordan, and not this year, but maybe next year, see if he may have to charge us to come over here and take it down and put a new pulley in and put it back up for us, because he has all this equipment to put this pole up.
That he uses to elevate it.
And it's because it's really heavy.
And of course we didn't reach out to him because this is no fault of
no, he didn't do anything wrong
whatsoever. You know, it kind of eases my mind to know what it struck. I mean, I hate it happened, but it was just so close. I felt like at any minute we were going to see fire somewhere. I mean, it was just that intense. I really think that's what else could have blew that piece into a million pieces?
I don't know. I think you're probably right too. On a bright note, we have seen purple martins. Not in this one yet, but we have seen some on this one. I saw some several weeks ago, and Mary Carl has seen some more, and we actually hear them in the morning time. Not for sure if it's the families or if it's scouts. Either way, we are attracting purple martins. Now, I haven't seen any like parenting behavior. I hadn't seen anything coming, constantly going back and forth, feeding anything. So, may not be any babies, may not be any nest building. Don't quite know the extent of the purple martins, but we do have purple martins visiting our condominiums. I got me a pocket full of animal crackers here. Let's see who wants a treat. Who wants a treat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here you go, Bo. Here you go, Laura. Here you go, Loretta. Big top. You want one, Capri? Here you go. Go, Big top. What's up, Jesse? Want a treat? Look here. Here you go. Here you go, honey. What you think? Pretty good? Hmm? Want one, Jesse? Yeah. That pretty good? I'm out of them, y'all. Y'all ate them all. Hey. This thing right here, I swear. I was fixing to ask if y'all wanted to help me cover this hole up, but this is the bulldozer right here, isn't it? Huh? You wanna go help me cover this hole up? Yeah. Come on, help me cover this hole up. Don't you? You got the bulldozer nose for it. Yeah, you do. What y'all think? I think she does. All right, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. All right, y'all, let's see if we can get this sink installed. My plan is just to build a little stand for it, basically. So we're gonna come off here with a 2x4 this way, and probably 2 legs in the front, and let it sink just set right there on top of it. And then we can come back and put a skirt around it or something if we wanted to hide up underneath it. So that's my plan. That's what we're gonna get done. And then what we need to do is, so my plan is just to come on out with a drain over here with that 2-inch pipe, and then get this covered up so we can get ready for grass cutting season, which I cut the grass one time this week, but I had to maneuver around all that. So I need to go ahead and get this project pretty much knocked out so we can continue on another project. Which means once this is done, the next thing we'll get started on or back started on is the backyard garden, the Alabama potager garden back there. Get back on it so we can finish it out. And unless something crazy or something pops its head up, we should finish that before we continue on to something else. All right, y'all, got that taken care of. Sink is installed, so I can definitely check this off the to-do list and one step closer to that 25 cents. Hey girl, here's your treat. The rest of the gang got some treats earlier. I just want you to know that I finished covering up that hole over yonder and got the sink installed for the shop. And you know, just check that off your honey-do list, okay? Here's you another treat right there. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I need to go tell everybody what I did to the roses yesterday. I'm glad you reminded me. I said I was going to let everybody know when I did something, and I did something, so I appreciate that. You ain't the boss lady for nothing, are you? That's right. All right, let's go tell everybody what we did to them roses. Y'all, I'm telling you, these roses look absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous with a capital G. Gorgeous. Let me tell you what I did to them, okay? I did spray these guys yesterday evening. And I said I was going to tell y'all when I did something to them, fertilize or spray. And I sprayed the American pillars only, which are the old heirloom rows that I got growing on these posts they're pretty close. I'm going to show you in a second. They're pretty close to going down that swag, but I did spray them. What did I spray them with? I sprayed them with garden Foss. Right here, I got this from Petals from the Past. This is what Jason last year, this is one of the things he suggested. So, in 3 weeks, we sprayed them with copper. Next week, we fertilized with a systemic fertilizer, which was a 3-in-1, which is a fertilizer, fungus control, and pest control. So we fertilized with it. Then I come back and I sprayed with this. Next go around, I'm probably going to spray with copper again. And I'll probably just gauge it real good, but I'll probably go back and forth between these two. Copper 1 week, this the next, or every 10 days. I'll watch it and see how they start coming along, especially when it starts raining a lot more and they start blooming and we start getting all that crazy growth. See, last year I sprayed every week too, but last year I did a combination of neem oil, horticulture oil. There was a homemade thing I tried with milk and, gosh, I forget what it is. Milk and something else. I even got where I was spraying with neem oil 2 to 3 times a week, and it would not phase that black spot I had on here. Would not phase it. And it's supposed to work on black spot. So this year again, we're doing something different, and I'm just gonna keep y'all posted. So far, it looks absolutely fabulous. All the roses look absolutely fabulous. But talking about the swag part, you can see we got this steel cable coming down through here, and this one is about to start growing down that cable. And that's what we want it to do. I'm going to train that rose to grow down this cable, and this one the same way. We're going to grow down this cable, and we're going to do this all the way down through here. And as you can see, the roses are now getting to the top of my poles, and they will start growing down these cables when I start training them that way. And it'll look like a giant curtain or a giant swag. And it's an effect that is absolutely mind-blowing. It is just beautiful, 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 beautiful. These roses are going to be gorgeous this year, but I would say another 2 years, I'm hoping, and the swag will be in full force, and that's going to be gorgeous because it's going to go all the way around and all the way around here. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One more rose I got to show y'all. This is my Zephyr Druin rose that's back here on this fence. This is the prettiest it's ever been. It's never looked like this. Both of them. This one does get some shade over here, as you can see, but it gets a good bit of morning sun. But this Zephyr Druin, it is loaded with buds. You see them? There are buds all over this rose. So this year, I believe it's really going to show out. I absolutely believe that. It has never looked like this before. Hear that brown-headed cowbird over there singing at us? But it is just, I see blooms everywhere on here. And this rose is going to be gorgeous this year. Absolutely gorgeous. Good thing about this rose is I've never had any disease on this one. And it's right there. There's the American pillar right there. They will touch. So that black spot does not transfer over to this one. This one really fights it off. And this is an old heirloom rose too. It's an older rose. Zephyr Druin. Thornless. And smells fabulous. Let me show y'all those brown-headed cowbirds. There they are right there. They have a unique song, I can tell you. Now, they are native to this area. And I call them a parasitic bird. They will lay their eggs in another bird's nest, and that bird will raise it as its own. That's how they survive. But they are native, so it's not like an invasive species or anything like that. But that's them. I love their song, though. It is so weird. Almost like water. Weird sounding. Y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us today, helping us get that sink in and listening to us about the whole lightning thing and the Purple Martin condominium over there. Hope y'all have the best day ever today. We love y'all. Catch you on the next one. Y'all be good. If I throw it, you gonna knock my camera over. Let's go this way with it.